Well, I'm really proud of being part of the Disney legacy, actually, you know, like that's a really special thing to be able to be in the hearts of kids. And, you know, people forget, adults forget. You know, when an adult sees a movie, it's one of many movies they've seen over the course of their life. But when an 8-year-old kid sees Ralph Breaks the Internet, like that's a really big moment for them. So I'm really proud to be part of all those big moments for kids all over the world, actually. It was really great. You know, Sarah and I have become friends. You know, this job, working for Disney on these 2 films, is the longest span of employment I've ever had in my whole life. So getting to work with the same people over the course of 3 or 4 years, and in the case of both films, about 7 or 8 years now, that's really special. And getting to see Sarah, you know, whenever we come in to record, because we record together all the time. Unlike some animated movies, you know, that record the actors separately, we're in the same room. So you end up getting really close to people and catching up with them over long periods of time for the highs and lows of their lives. And it makes tonight kind of special, you know? It's like hard to believe that we're at this moment where the movie's being shared with the world. I got to wear my tweed suit though. You can't wear this in LA, you know, you'll dehydrate in 10 minutes. Yeah, it's always great to come back to London. I made a couple movies here last year, and I in fact recorded some of Ralph Breaks the Internet here, because during the course of, you know, the time we're working, I was away so long that the guys had to come here and record me. So yeah, it's cool to be back in London. It was a little strange to be here for Thanksgiving, but you know, we're doing it for the team. Yeah, it's a really entertaining, exciting movie with a lot of jokes in it and a lot of cultural references and a lot of internet references. But in the beating heart of it is the story of this friendship between this guy and this girl, and they come to a really interesting place by the end of it. They both grow in unexpected ways, and they both still love each other at the end, which is a pretty great ending for a friendship. Yeah, Gal Gadot plays Shank. She's a new kind of role model for Vanellope, Sarah Silverman's character. She's in this really intense racing game, and Sarah's character, Vanellope, is having growing pains from her own kind of more childlike racing game. And we go to this crazy new racing game, and Sarah just falls in love with the place. And Gal Gadot's character is the kind of like the head honcho of that game. Her nickname is Shank. And yeah, and we end up kind of like, Ralph and Shank end up kind of being the 2 forces that Vanellope is sort of torn between, her old friend and her new friend. And it's one of the cool things that we do in the movie is that we help kids explore this thing that happens with friendships. They grow and they expand and you meet new people, and you have to be able to be a loving friend no matter what you're going through together. So that's a really honest and emotional part of the movie. Well, yeah, there was a lot of room to grow for the film, I think. You know, the arcade was a great little world to set the first movie in, but it was sort of the elephant in the room was, well, everyone plays games on the internet now. Why wouldn't you address that? And of course we get to in this film. A Wi-Fi router gets plugged in, and the little world of Ralph and Vanellope expands like infinitely in one little adventure. Yeah. Yeah, and I recommend people stick around for the entire credit sequence if you can, because there's a great little Easter egg at the very, very end that you'll miss if you leave the theater early.